Hello there, GameCubed here. It's been a while since we've uploaded, but after looking at the YouTube analytics, we've decided to start uploading again. We're going to try to at least get one video out to you people once a week. Today, we have a Magic the Gathering standard deck. This is a red-white ally deck and can be very successful. Now, this is a budget deck and can be made for around $20. This deck can be made much better by substituting certain cards for others. While going through this deck, I will show you which cards you should probably need to substitute. Okay. As said before, this is a red-white ally deck, which means pretty much every creature card is going to be an ally. But allies' abilities only get activated when another ally enters the battlefield. So, to activate lots of abilities, and hopefully every turn, we're going to need some cheap creatures around the 1 or 2 mana, and a couple big creatures, which will give us the better abilities, and will give all our little guys good abilities. Our one drop is Expedition Envoy. Now this is a good 1 mana card, being a 2/1, and of course it is an ally. Sadly, it doesn't give any good abilities to anybody, but does activate everybody else's. We're going to be running 4 copies of Expedition Envoy. Now, as said before, we're going to be needing heaps of abilities. So, one of the best cards in this deck is Kor Bladewhirl. She also is an ally. A 2/2 for 2 mana, which isn't too bad, but whenever an ally enters the battlefield, she gives every ally first strike, which is one of the best abilities in the game. We're going to be running 4 copies of her. Another 2-drop we're going to be running is Kor Castigator. Sadly, Kor Castigator doesn't have any abilities, but for 2 mana is a 3/1 and can do some more damage than the Kor Bladewhirl, and of course is an ally and can activate other abilities. We are going to be running 4 copies of Kor Castigator. Next, we're going to be running Lantern Scout. Probably the best card in this deck, as it gives all your allies lifelink whenever another ally enters the battlefield. Lifelink is an amazing ability, and I'm sure you all know what it means. Lifelink, along with First Strike from the Kor Bladewhirl, will be an amazing combo for all your allies. Sadly, Lantern Scout is approximately $4 to $6, depending on what condition he is in, and it's quite expensive. So, for this budget deck, we are going to be running 2 copies of Lantern Scout. But, if you do have the money, I recommend you substitute some cards out for another 2 copies of Lantern Scout. Soon I will show which cards to get rid of. The cards you're probably going to get rid of is Baldur's Salvo. This is a removal, which is 5 mana, but can be 2 mana if you've played another card this turn. In this deck, we are going to be running 4 copies of Baldur's Salvo, but I recommend you take them all out. 2 for the Lantern Scout, and 2 for the other amazing card, Reckless Bushwhacker, which has haste for 3 mana, a 2/1, but can be cost 2 when you play Search Cost. And when Reckless Bushwhacker enters the battlefield, if its search cost was paid, another creature you control get +1/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. And that goes for all your creatures. So I recommend you substitute 2 Baldur's Salvo for the Lantern Scout, and 2 for the Reckless Bushwhacker. But if you feel this deck needs some removal, keep the 2 Reckless Bushwhacker and the 2 Lantern Scout, and keep the Baldur's Salvo. Another card we'll be running in this deck is Firemental Mage. Firemental Mage is a good card when you're trying to get aggressive. It gives all your creatures menace, which is great because then it means creatures can only be blocked by 2 or more creatures. We are going to be running 4 copies of Firemental Mage. The last solo red creature card we'll be running is Goblin Freerunner. Goblin Freerunner is an alright card, but can be substituted for something you want. Maybe your own addition to the deck. It's a 3/2 for 4 mana, but for its surge cost is only costs 2 mana and does have menace, so it's not bad. Plus, it is of course an ally. The 2 big creatures we'll be running is Resolute Blademaster and Munda Ambush Leader. Both are great but very expensive cards. Munda Ambush Leader is a legendary creature, but don't worry, he's only $1.50, maybe $2. And Blademaster is not expensive at all. Resolute Blademaster is a maybe card. He has 5 mana for a 2/2, but does give all your allies double strike, which of course is one of the best abilities in this game. It gives all your creatures first strike, and then lets them attack another turn. Now, Munda Ambush Leader is a legendary creature, and of course an ally. For 4 mana he is a free fall. He has haste, and whenever Munda Ambush Leader or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, you may look at the top 4 cards of your library. If you do, reveal any number of ally creatures from among them, then put those cards on top of your library in any order, and the rest on the bottom of in any order. This is very, very good ability, because what this allows you to do is draw the perfect ally for the situation. What I mean by this is, let's say you get the top 4 cards of your deck, and you get 2 lands, 1 Core Castigator, and 1 Lantern Scout. Your creatures all have awesome abilities. They have, let's say, First Strike, Menace, and I don't know. Yeah, that's it. That's what they have. So what you do is you get rid of the 2 lands and the Core Castigator and put the Lantern Scout on top. So next turn you're going to draw into the Lantern Scout, place it, and give all your creatures lifelink. This allows you to basically rule the game and basically have the perfect battlefield every time. Now this are pretty much all the creature cards and spell cards, but there's 2 more. You have Retreat to Emeria. I recommend running 2 copies of Retreat to Emeria, and hopefully you'll get 2 enchantments at the same time. So every time you play a land, you'll get a 1/1 white core ally, which then basically activates all your abilities. So I recommend running 2 copies of that. Maybe if you're feeling lucky, maybe even 3 or 4, and getting maybe rid of the Boulder Salvos and the Goblin Freerunners. Now, onto the lands. We're basically just going to be running basic lands, as other lands are normally very expensive, like burn lands or scry lands, and do not belong in a budget deck. Of course, we are going to be running Windscarred Crag, which is the red and white land, and tap it to get 1 red or white, and you get 1 life when it enters the battlefield. So this is a great, cheap, non-basic land, and does belong in this deck. Now, we're going to be running 4 copies of Windscarred Crag. Now, onto the basic lands. Of course, it's just going to be mountains and plains. You're going to be running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mountains, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plains. Okay, of course all the cards will be down in the description. If you didn't write them all down in this video, which I don't think you did, please leave a like and a comment. Lastly, the average mana cost of this deck is 3, but if you play all the surge costs, it's going to bring it down to 2.5, which is a little expensive, if you ask me. So this deck's weaknesses are very, very hasty and fast weenie decks, but can, if you give this deck some time, easily overrun any other deck. Of course, this is standard. This will not compete in modern, and is made for $20. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, leave a comment, and share this with your friends. Thank you. GameCubed out.